Hey everyone. We, in another video, went over the upper respiratory tract, where we breathe in through our nose or mouth, oral cavity, through the turbinates and sinuses, paranasal sinuses, to the nasopharynx, to the oropharynx, and then to the laryngopharynx, where we make the decision, are we swallowing something down the esophagus, or are we breathing air in down the larynx? We're going to focus in here on this first part of the lower respiratory system, the larynx. This flap right here, this is the epiglottis. The epiglottis is made of elastic cartilage. We need it to be flexible because it's going to flap up and down. If we're swallowing food, we want to cover up our larynx so that we don't choke. We cover it up with our epiglottis. The hole is called the glottis, and then food goes down our esophagus. But if we're breathing in, then we want the epiglottis open so that food can go through the glottis. This opening is the glottis again. We also want our airways to be open all the time, so we can see that there's cartilage here wrapping around. This cartilage that wraps around here is a cricoid cartilage. This is the thyroid cartilage. It's probably better to see this using a three-dimensional model, so we have two of those here. Let's take a look at this. You can see that on the front, anterior portion, here's the face. You can see the hyoid bone right here, at least half of it. That's what this is. Here's the hyoid. Here's the hyoid. Looking at this model, we can see our hyoid right here. This is the thyroid cartilage, and the thyroid cartilage is what's protecting. It's the largest cartilage of your larynx. It's protecting your airway, propping it open, making sure that air can flow in and out. It's made of hyaline. The thyroid cartilage and the cricoid cartilage, as well as these tracheal ones, which we'll get to later, are made of hyaline. The thyroid cartilage is the largest. It's mostly anterior. When you look on the posterior side, it's now no longer here. It ends laterally. We have this protrusion. On the anterior side. This is your laryngeal prominence. It's the most prominent part of your larynx. You might know this as your Adam's apple. Well, you might know this as your Adam's apple. It's the pointy part. So it tends to be larger in males because of more testosterone influencing the size, the growth of this cartilage. But the thyroid, it's called the thyroid cartilage because the thyroid is sitting right here on either side. Cricoid cartilage is this cartilage right here, and it wraps all the way around. It wraps all the way around. Cricoid cartilage wraps all the way around. On this model, this flap here is representing the epiglottis. I really like this other model because it shows hyoid, thyroid cartilage with laryngeal prominence, cricoid cartilage, which wraps all the way around. Cricoid cartilage. Here's the end of the thyroid. And then here's the epiglottis, and it's showing it as a flap. So it would be covering up the glottis so that you don't choke when you're swallowing food. So those are your three unpaired cartilages, meaning there's only one of each of them. You've got one epiglottis, elastic cartilage, one thyroid cartilage, one cricoid cartilage, and these are hyaline. They're meant to prop open and protect your airway. But you have other cartilages, and they're actually, this is the anterior side. They're not best seen from the anterior side. They're best seen from the posterior side. Posterior and superior. So the largest one that we have back here, I'm going to try to draw the border as best I can. So on the right side, you've got it from here, up, across, not the tip, across, down, and here. This whole thing, that's called the arytenoid cartilage. You have one on the right side, one on the left side. Arytenoid. Arytenoid means cup-like. Arytenoid cartilage. That's one, made of hyaline. This one up here, they're like little horns. The term for horn is corniculate. This is a corniculate cartilage, also hyaline. Arytenoid, corniculate. If you look over here from a superior view, you look really carefully, you can see that there's this little protrusion right here. Not all the way down here, that's still arytenoid, but this little protrusion right here on either side, This is cuneiform, the cuneiform cartilage. This is elastic. It's a bit more flexible. What do all these cartilages do? They play a role in your voice, in modulating sound and changing the shape of your airway. What they're attached to? They're attached to tendons and ligaments, as well as this fold here. This model's a little broken, but you can see this little flap. I'm going to try to push it. Come on. 1 second. I'm going to put this down. There. Close enough. Okay, so you see this flap here? This flap is representing a vocal fold. It's missing on this side, but we have a vocal fold here. And these cartilages, when moved, they can change the tension of that vocal fold. The vocal fold has some elasticity, so it can vibrate. And so when air goes through here and it vibrates against that changes the quality of sound that's coming out. So that's your vocal fold right here. There's another fold called the vestibular fold. You might know the vocal fold is your vocal cord. There's something else called the vestibular fold, and I'm going to take this model, I'm going to cut it in half. So this is anterior. Here's the mid-sagittal view from the medial side. Epiglottis. This is the vocal fold. Up here is the vestibular fold. The vestibular fold is more rigid. So what's labeled as 31, that's the vocal fold. What's labeled as 32, that's the vestibular fold. That's a bit more rigid. So air is passing through there. Vestibular fold is kind of protecting it. Vocal fold is what vibrates. Which is why, since it's so flexible, that's why you can lose your voice. You're damaging your vocal fold. I believe that's it. Several models of the larynx, just the upper part, superior part of your lower respiratory tract. We'll go over the trachea and lungs in a different video. Thanks for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions.